Okay, recording start. Alright. So we're back with more Knights of the Republic. We've done all the side quests here, so now we can actually... Oh, that's stupid. You can't just cross there.
Purnace nisso pamarangkadori savota. Kawana me. Sucha tolabache kamantuch. Purtek choka. Tolo we sucha makaran. Nika.
Well, hopefully I can come back more. For now, let's head down to the planet surface. I was about to say, was I getting a freaking cinematic? God, I'm playing Halo Wars too much. It's time to head down to the surface.
Citadel Station, this is Admiral Carth Onasi of the Republic Cruiser Sojourner.
Oh shit.
Admiral Onasi? This is Lieutenant Gren, TSF. We've been expecting you.
Gren, it's nice to know that TSF hasn't gone to shambles in my absence.
And how about you? An Admiral. You might change your tune after you see what the situation is like down here, Carth. I've got some bad news for you.
Well, it can't be that bad, Gren. I think Telos has already been through the worst.
The one you came all the way out here to pick up? Well, she managed to escape the station. We're not exactly sure how it happened.
Well, that's unfortunate, but luckily it still fits our plans.
Am I hearing this right?
I'll tell you more when I arrive, but the Republic has decided not to detain the exile and adopt a wait-and-see approach.
The exile? Then,
Like I said, we'll talk more when I arrive.
looks like we will. I'm uploading the approach vector to you now. See you soon, Admiral.
Okay, so we just got shot down. Great.
Good to have you back, General.
My head feels like I've been ripped in half.
Easy now. You survived one spectacular crash. Lucky I was here to pull you and your friends out of that shuttle, or you'd be more than a little crispy. But it's only fair. I owe you more than one, General.
General?
You must be in shock from the crash. Have to expect some long-term memory loss from that. Too bad she's not a droid, huh? We can't all be that lucky. I'll humor you, General. I was one of the Iridonian Mechanic Corps that was at Malachor. Bayadur, I can see how you'd forget me, being that I was the only one.
I don't want to talk about the war.
I'll agree to that. The less said, the better. We all went through some tough times after Malachor, and maybe we all did a little forgetting. Guess that's one thing we've got better than droids. They can't forget anything. But then you give them a memory wipe and they forget for good.
How are the others?
They'll be fine. The pilot's more or less unharmed, and the old lady, well, she's tougher than she looks. You know, I never thought I'd see you again, General. Galaxy's a big place, and this is the last place I thought I'd bump into you. So I have to ask, just what are you doing here?
I was told I'd be able to find my ship here.
Well, if your ship's in as bad shape as this one, I don't think you're gonna have much luck.
Well, this is familiar. Feels like my last time on Telos.
Crashed the shuttle that time, too?
Nope, Pazak.
That was not the most pleasant landing I've endured. Next time we should perhaps seek out a more reputable pilot.
You're welcome, Kreia. You know, if I weren't such a crack pilot, we could have hit the shield wall or one of those rock faces.
Yes, our current situation is a vast improvement.
Who shot us down?
Beats me. No one's supposed to be here but a Zerka research team. I can't say they'd be happy to see us, but shooting us down? I can't imagine Zerka having us shot down by a bunch of scientists either. You know, I caught a glimpse of what looked like an AD tower when we flew over the compound.
Why would a research station have an air defense tower?
Maybe they're doing something they shouldn't be. I've seen pirate bases with the same sort of setup.
Let's go, we need to find our ship.
I can help you find it. I have access to the shield network. I came hoping to repair whatever damage your shuttle took, but not even I can fix that wreck.
So what do we do?
We'll have to get back to the compound. It's the old Athorian research station.
Oh, I never
Turned
noticed
into
his
a
arm.
salvage team staging area.
Oh, that is
It
cool.
won't be an easy hike.
Is there a console on the compound we can use?
Zerka freights men and equipment from the landing pad there. If it's there and we can breach the perimeter, there's probably something we can use. If not, we could try our luck in the underground ruins. Either way, it's back to the compound for us.
Let's get going.
That's the plan.
It's a light side fool.
Take him down. This won't take long. How do you like that?
I'll need to turn down the audio on stream again. Just slow that down to like maybe. There we go, that should do. Okay, so it's looking like he needs Okay, so he's a melee fighter. This is what I can tell, anyways.
I hear you.
Looks like Zerka mercenaries.
Right where we need to go. That sentry droid probably spotted us already.
Great.
They were probably looking for me when they saw your shuttle go down.
We could try handing the Zabrak over. You know, bargaining chip?
Who do you think shot you down in the first place?
Good point. Forget I said anything. More where that came from. More where that came from.
How do you like that? Take him down. Yeah? How do you like that?
Force spike.
Another sentry droid. The mercenaries must be using them to locate us. There's probably another patrol nearby. What's going on?
I hear you.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Wait, bounty? Why is there a bounty on your head?
That's a long story, Builder.
I don't think so. You'll have to come through me if you want to take the general. Let me handle this. What's going on?
Cones and a frag grenade. Eh. But our loss is our gain.
I always feel a sense of calm when I walk the surface of Telos. The Ithorians are truly amazing in their work.
Amazing at wasting the Republic's credits, maybe. But now that you mention it, I think I feel it too. Like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
Quiet. There's a large mercenary patrol up ahead. If we move carefully along the perimeter, we may be able to get by without their spotting us. We could cross along the shore, or head along the cliffs to the south.
No need to hide. Let's take them all out.
Bold. Alright. Let's do it.
But first...
get this over with. Let's get this over with. This won't take long. Where that came from?
One sec, guys. Sorry about that. I had to handle something.
Let's get this over with. More where that came from.
I hear you. More where that came from. Everyone down.
Chinorta herendo chocolito. Bumrama nikodos, ching palamuni. Donina chiwa, kota wins, vorka no chawatama. No sokopa puta, brantaba nin sucho.
More where that came from. Let's get this over with. Let me handle this.
Time to take you down to size.
More where that came from.
Time to even the odds.
There's the landing pad. There should be a computer terminal I can access from there. Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way there, though.
Why do you say that?
What do we have here? The Jedi. Saves us the trouble of looking for you. Corin Fault did say you were dangerous. Maybe he does know what he's talking about.
Mercenaries. How about I pay you 500 credits and you stay out of my way?
Why would I do that? When I can just as easily take them from your corpse.
Enough stuff. Let's get this out of the way.
This won't take long.
Okay, you know what? No, he's on his own.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from.
Just say more where that came from. More where that came from.
Saw that coming a mile away. Of course they're down.
More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from. Time to even the odds. More where that came from. More where that came from.
Let's go with something better. There we go.
Hopefully I'll be able to access the shield network from this console. Good, it's functional, and my passcodes still work. Now let's find your ship.
The TSF said the Ebon Hawk wasn't at any sanctioned landing site. What makes you think you can find it?
The TSF probably thinks the ship was put down in the wastes, but they don't know the planet as well as I do. Telos' atmosphere has been turned into acidic vapor. Landing a ship in the wastes would be like sealing it in a hangar full of hungry Minocs.
I'd say there's probably an illegal landing site somewhere then.
So that means there's probably an unsanctioned landing site somewhere on the planet. Still shielded, but not a restoration zone or other listed facility. That's why I need access to the shield network. Here, a small anomaly in the shield network's power grid. I'm not surprised the TSF didn't spot this. It's subtle, more like an error or random flux than anything suspicious.
What is it?
It looks like power is being drawn to generate a shield over a small area in the polar region, but nothing should be down there. Orbital cameras show nothing, just an empty mesa.
How are we going to get to the polar region?
That's a little tougher. According to the computer, a shuttle is currently docked inside the research facility. At least there was at last report, though that was months ago.
So we don't know that the shuttle will still be there, or working.
I don't, but that's not going to stop me. I'm getting back to Citadel if I have to build a new ship myself.
That's decided then. We should get going.
There's one other small problem. Recently, Zerka teams that were sent into the military facility have not been coming out. But it's not as though we have any choice.
Let's go.
Take him down. Of course, I'm the one that gets hit by it. Every playtime. This arm of mine isn't just for show, General. Stand back. The Zerka mercenaries were a little surprised when I broke my way out of my holding cell. The shields there were even weaker than these, after you. Feels like poison.
Everyone down! More where that came from. Everyone down! I hear you.
Let's go. Take him down. How do you like that? Let me handle this.
Everyone down!
Let's go.
Just say the word. I hear you.
What's going on? Let's get this over with.
I hear you.
What's going on?
Let's settle this. More where that came from. Time to even the odds. More where that came from. More where that came from.
Yeah, except I'm not light side.
Just say the word.
What's going on? There she is, one orbital shuttle. Looks like it's in serviceable condition. That's all a moot point, though.
Why is that?
The hangar bay doors are closed. I don't fancy flying the shuttle through solid metal, so I'd say we need to find a way to get them open. We'll also need to find the ignition codes for the shuttle, or else we'll have some trouble getting off the ground. If we get all that, I wouldn't worry about what shape this heap is in. I'll get it running.
Been poisoned.
Feels like poison.
Idiots. What? Base reactor?
I hear you.
Yeah?
A Mandalorian heavy blaster, huh?
What's going on?
Tawancha Morichiwa, Mufalawa ni Bobo Wishyo, Kuna Sita, Dorcho ni Sobawata? Kawanabota, Yunta Tanga Kinamatura, Tayaita, Tabosananansata, Tonata Biasvia, Jicho Watana, Kunera Kitidinito, para más nucho.
Why would I waste my time?
Da upa, Bosakurata, Go Jujuto Yoki, Hiata Yamba Wajiaki, Yukito Tune.
Yes, but I could just take that now.
Chija, Tano Hashasana Chana.
Why don't I just help myself to whatever you've got?
Graci ubacin compadwana musca, na bosca wamba.
Time to even the odds.
We have seen much during the war. Is it your wish to continue causing such suffering?
Then why didn't you stop the attack?
As always, General, when you lead, I shall follow. But it is only because we have been through so much together.
This won't take. Let's settle this. More where that came
Let me
from.
handle this.
I hear you.
What's going on?
Okay, that sound actually made me jump.
What's going on? Let's get this over with.
I see. It's meant to self-destruct and kill me.
I hear you.
Let's go.
Oh. Crap.
More where that came from. Take them down. Let's get this over with. This won't take long. More where that came from.
How do you like that?
Oh. Great.
What's going on?
Statement. We have arrived too late. The target has evaded us. We must pursue it. Observation. They have likely escaped aboard the orbital shuttle that has been docked here. The bay control computer likely will have a record of their departure. Query. Have you discovered anything about the shuttle's course? Answer. I have managed to track the shuttle's movement across the SHIELD network. However, the SHIELD network does not stretch over the polar region, which was the shuttle's apparent destination. Statement. Dispatch a unit to the polar region with the last known coordinates and approximate path of the shuttle. They will not escape us again. Irritated declaration. There you are. It has been extremely difficult to track you down, Jedi. Quick clarification. But now that we have found you, we hope that we can facilitate communications. Unnecessary addendum. And put an end to hostilities.
What are you assassin droids doing here?
Self-evident answer. Wherever you try to run, we will be there, armed and ready. Rhetorical query. So the query you have posed to us is one we put to you. What are you doing here, we wonder?
Any reason you shot down my vessel?
Unnecessary clarification. We merely wish to cripple your vessel. Once we tracked your coordinates, we were able to deploy several droids in this location. Probing query. We are, however, curious as to why you chose to come to the remnants of the polar Telos irrigation system. There is nothing here that our instruments can detect. Eager threat. But we are looking forward to extracting your motives for coming here when we place you in torture restraints. Chiding statement. Oh, Jedi. There are as many of us as are needed to capture or kill our targets. Egotistical boast. And there are far more of us than any one Jedi. Destroy one of us, and more shall rise from the wreckage. Unnecessary threat. And our attack protocols are more than a match for you and your allies.
I hear you. Focus.
Let's settle this.
Systems failing, Master.
This shall not stop us for long.
More where that came from.
Systems failing, Master.
Fallen.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Systems failing, Master.
Lay down your weapons, and you shall not be harmed.
I'm not giving up my weapons.
I will not warn you again. Drop your weapons, or we shall take them from you.
Do as they say. I sense we will come to no harm.
If they wish a fight, I will give them one.
The loss of your weapons shall be a temporary thing only, and it is necessary. There is much to be gained here without violence.
I'll play along. For now.
Why is it that everywhere we go, I end up in a cell? I mean, why did they lock us up? What is this place?
It is a training ground for Jedi.
What? This ice hole?
Yes, it bears the semblance of an academy. But where are all the students? Curious.
You've got to be joking. What is a Jedi Academy doing out here in the middle of nowhere?
It is a place hidden from the galaxy like the Academy on Dantooine. But this place... Oh, Atris, you have been clever.
Atris?
It's none of your concern.
Well, the sooner we're out of here, the better. 2 crazy Jedi are more than enough for me. No one told me we were going to be dumped in a nest of Jedi.
And what is it about this place that causes you such fear?
What do you mean? We're in the middle of a bunch of Jedi. You know how they are.
No, I do not. Not in the way you seem to.
What? What are you doing? Get out of my head!
Stop struggling. Let me follow the current. Deep, deeper to its source.
Stop! Stop! Ah!
Ah. With the fear is mingled guilt. It squirms in you like a worm. And the why? Ah. And there is its heart. You surprise me. I could not feel it before. Your feelings are a powerful shield indeed. Do not worry, Atten. If she is a Jedi, she will forgive. And if she is not, she will not care.
You can't tell her. Please. I'm asking you. I don't want her to...
Think less of you. I hardly think that's possible. Still, there is no shame in what you ask. We all wage war with the past, and it leaves its scars. I will not speak of yours, Atten, but there is a price for such things.
What? What price?
There are those who wage war and those who follow them. You are a crude thing, murderer, but you have your uses. You know how important this woman we travel with is. Even one such as you can feel it. You will serve her until I release you.
And if I refuse?
You will not. If you do, then my silence will be broken. And then, Atten, you will be broken. You fear the Jedi, and rightly so. If Atris learns of your choices, you will never leave this place. But whatever fear you hold of the Jedi, know that if you disobey me, that my punishment will make you beg for the death that has long hounded you. Wipe the fear from your mind. You will not find blind obedience a difficult master. You chose it once. You will learn to embrace it again.
I don't know how you became such a manipulative witch, but why a vicious old scow like yourself would even bother with me is a bigger mystery.
No game of Dajaric can be won without pawns, and this may prove to be a very long game. You are a slippery one. Your thoughts difficult for even one such as I to read. I suspect the self-loathing that squirms within you gives you a curious strength. Your spirit, as diseased as it is, refuses to allow you to give up, no matter what threats you face and whatever wreckage you leave behind you. I feel you have crossed our path for a reason. Perhaps even you, at the right moment, may be able to turn aside disaster. If so, your potential is not yet spent.
Fine. I'll be your pawn. But I still think you've got the wrong man.
Perhaps. But someone has to fly the ship, and the Force is a hard thing to predict. You have crossed our path for a reason. Our path brought us here for a reason. And now I know why. The past is here, and it must be met before the future can be set in motion.
More Jedi speak. Care to explain?
No. I've wasted enough time with you. Sleep, murderer, and be silent. I need no distractions. A critical moment approaches.
Well, wasn't that just a big exposition dump? A big exposition dump. I can't talk.
I did not expect to see you again after the day of your sentencing. I thought you had taken the exile's path, wandering the galaxy. Yet you have returned. Why?
You think I wanted to see your face again? You're sadly mistaken. No, it was not my intention to come here, Atris, or see you again.
Yet here you are. Perhaps you do not know yourself as well as you think. Regardless, your arrival here begs an explanation. Have you come to face the judgment of the Council, as you did so many years ago? Are you finally willing to admit that we were right to cast you out?
Maybe you should admit that it was the Council's decisions that led to the Jedi Civil War.
Echoing the words means nothing unless you hear the source. I'm not certain you have learned what the Jedi strove to teach you. The Jedi Order asked only for time to examine the Mandalorian threat. They urged caution, patience, and you defied them. So when you returned, you were brought before us. You were a Jedi no longer, and so you were exiled.
I also recall you wished me imprisoned, or worse.
There was much about that day that was difficult to forget. Your words, your defiance, and when you stabbed your lightsaber into the center stone. I have kept it, so I would never forget.
I was no longer a Jedi. It was no longer mine.
Indeed, a lightsaber is the mark of a Jedi. When you turned your back on the Order, it was not yours anymore. I have always kept it, as a reminder of what can happen when your passions dictate your actions. I have kept it, so I would never forget your arrogance or your insult to the Order.
Give that blade back, or I'll tear it from your dead hands.
So, you would fight me for it. You are not far removed from the monster who left the Order so long ago, but I am not unsympathetic to your feelings. Leaving the Order must have been difficult for you. Yet you gave the Council no other choice. You gave me no other choice.
I went to protect others, not for battle. Oh, there is a dark side choice. The Council was weak and ruled by fear.
And you were ruled by hate, aggression. That is not the way of a Jedi.
And the Council's way was to meet aggression with surrender? I'll take my choice any day.
Every choice we make, whether we know it or not, sends echoes through the Force. It can awaken feelings, ignite passions, hate, anger, fear, where none existed before. By meeting aggression, by serving as an opponent against which the Mandalorians could test themselves, you fed their hate, their lust for war, and it sent a terrible echo through you. And because of it, you and those Jedi who met them on the battlefield lost their way, and you turned on us.
Revan and Malak turned on you, not I.
Without you and the other fallen Jedi to support them, to feed their lust for war, Revan and Malak's crusade would have been over before it began.
If the Jedi had backed us, there never would have been a civil war.
You betrayed the Jedi teachings. All that you had been taught you threw at your feet, crushed them beneath your heel. The Jedi teachings require we examine our actions. Acting without reflection is not our way.
Tell that to the millions who died in the war. Lives we could have saved if the Jedi had acted earlier.
There was no guarantee that marching to war would have saved the Outer Rim. In fact, quite the opposite.
Have you been reading the history of the blind? Revan won the war.
A physical victory perhaps, but the real victory lay in...
The triumph of pacifism? Surrender?
Do not twist my words. A physical victory is not the only victory, or the only loss.
Your words have run hollow at the Mandalorian. Your words would have run hollow if the Mandalorians had crushed the Republic and conquered the galaxy. If you trust only in the Force to settle events and disregard the need to act, the Mandalorians would rule the galaxy.
You do not know...
If the Mandalorians won, would the Jedi have fought then? Or simply have meditated on what to do? Oh, please. Anyone who stepped outside the Jedi Archives... Oh, please. Anyone who stepped outside the Jedi Archives would know it.
How dare you? The Mandalorian Wars should have been your grave, and Malachor 5 is where you should have died.
Careful, Atris. Anger leads to the dark side.
You see shadows where there are none, and hate where there is none. You are blind, as always. I tire of fighting with you. You lust for war, and you always will, and you have succeeded in distracting me from my questions. So answer me. If you cannot seem to admit the Council was correct, then why are you here?
I'm here because a pretentious shooter stole my ship.
Your ship? Ah, the Ebon Hawk. It is not your ship. Unless you are admitting to the destruction of the Paragus mining facility.
The destruction of Paragus was an accident.
Ah, an accident. Something beyond your control. You have not changed. Acting instead of thinking, putting yourself before the galaxy, before the Jedi. Do you know what you have done?
I destroyed 2 worlds. One exploded. I know it put Telos in jeopardy, but I had no choice.
No, your crime is much more than that. Without the fuel from Paragus, Citadel Station cannot maintain its orbit. It will crash into the planet and its destruction will echo across 20 other worlds.
Why is Telos so important?
Telos was a test to see if the Republic could mount a restoration effort on the Outer Rim. When it fails, the Republic will not finance another. The other Rim worlds, devastated by the Sith, will remain graveyard worlds, devoid of life. And that is the magnitude of your crime.
It's almost as bad as the Jedi laying the Outer Rim died during the Mandalorian Wars.
So you still hold to your flawed convictions. If you think to anger me, you are wrong. How is it that you are not content to confine your ruin to yourself? You must spread it to others wherever you go. Ruin yourself with your actions if you will. But when your actions bring harm to others, then you must answer for it.
So now I get blamed for the actions of the Sith? My crime? The Sith destroyed Paragus, not me.
The Sith? What do you mean?
The Sith have returned. And they are hunting all Jedi.
You speak truly. You have encountered the Sith. I can feel the scars on you. Tell me, where did you encounter them?
If you seized my ship, you know I was at Paragus. And so were they.
Paragus? What would they want there? They can't have been looking for you.
They intend to exterminate all Jedi. Everywhere.
There are no more Jedi, except I. Like you, they turned from the Order, and now only I remain. If these Sith attacked you, they will soon realize their mistake. And if you escaped, they most likely let you go to see if you would lead them here.
They're stronger than you'd think. At least one Sith Lord stands with them. And they fight differently than the Sith from the Jedi Civil War.
Whatever force they can bring to bear, it will matter not. If they face a true Jedi, they shall fall.
Your grasp of tactics is questionable.
We shall see. For now, the perspective on your situation has changed. I have your ship. I will return it to you. You must leave here before you place us in jeopardy.
Where can I find my companions?
You shall find them north of here, in one of the old irrigation chambers. They have not been harmed. They are free to leave as well.
They better be. And if you steal from me again, you'll regret it.
Take your ship, then. I don't care where you go, just leave this place. Leave Telos.
We shall remove her, mistress.
Ooh, mistress, huh?
Come with us. Are you all right, mistress?
The exile reminded me of something. I had forgotten.
Forgive me, mistress, but I must ask. The exile. I've never seen another affect you so strongly. Was she important to you once?
We all have our heroes, and when we watch them fall, we die inside. She made a choice once, and I did not. The day we judged her, I stood in the chamber, and she was so right. She was so certain of it. I doubted myself, but not now. She will never make me doubt myself again. But now I am tired. I must meditate.
Of course, mistress. I will tell the others you are not to be disturbed. And please, do not exhaust yourself. We can attend to matters here.
She's dying. I think it's a good place to stop for now. Alright, that being said, we're going to stop here for now. If I return tomorrow, I think I might, I don't know, might play, depending on how this PC handles it, I might start up a new game. Or just continue from where I left off. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you all for watching me, and this is Church 2550, sign off, till the next time. I'll see you then.